A charnel is a place for corpses or bones, but don't let that put you off scrambling up Charnel Clough, which is a straightforward, dryish grade 1 scramble above Dove Stone Reservoir, east of Oldham in the northwest of the Peak District National Park. Your typical starting point will be Dove Stone Car Park, then walk along the south side of the reservoir and up Chew Road that leads to Chew Reservoir. Takes about 30 minutes from the car park to the Charnel Clough entrance, but the actual scramble itself is just a stone's throw up the clough from Chew Road. Here at that stone's throw is a potential starting point, though you will have to navigate your way around the tree that lies across the clough. There's a brook that runs all the way down, though unless it's been raining really heavily, you can generally avoid getting your feet wet. But the clough is west facing, and although the rock is gritstone, it is quite greasy in a number of places. This is typical of the first part of Charnel Clough, making your way over damp, mossy, chunky rocks. You're having to think where you put your feet, having to use your hands at times, so it's more than just a scramble. And here round the corner, more of a set of boulders that you have to find your way up. I climbed up those boulders on the left hand side, but otherwise I wouldn't describe this as problem solving exactly, but you are having to watch where you put your feet, the slope and the surface of the rocks, and also avoiding the water. I'm not sure you can exactly describe what's here at around the halfway stage as a pitch, but it does require a little bit of navigation, and it gives you plenty of options. You can try going up that relatively smooth surface, or here on the left you can try and make your way up this one. If you care to look behind you, there are fine views over to Stable and Wimbury Stones and Alfin Pike in the distance. Bar the odd aircraft overhead, it can feel quite remote, though if you know your local history, there's some melancholia in the name of Charnel, given the proximity to Saddleworth Moor and to Chew Road. Similar to what I described before, the series of stepped sections that are coming up are too small to call pitches, but you will have to stop and look and plan. You can't just barrel straight up them. If you don't fancy the rock in the centre of the clough, then you can use the grass to the right or to the left, or further out you can haul yourself up via the header. Alternatively, if you fancy something a bit more like scrambling, then here at the higher point in the clough there are options for that to the right, and also up there to the left. Coming closer to the top now, and finally something a bit more like a grade 1 pitch, but easy enough because you take it step by step by step by step. I couldn't be asked to scramble out of the clough to try the boulders on the left and the right that I pointed out earlier, but this one here is right by the clough. It is damp, it is smooth, but it has got just about enough knobbles and bobbles that you can drag yourself up it, and it is great fun trying, and you're not going to hurt yourself if you slither down it. Pretty close to the top now, and you can make your way over this final set of big blocky boulders, and or you can go here and scramble up these slabby gritstone walls. I would definitely recommend doing both the boulders and the gritstone walls, but whatever you do, you are going to end up here, which is the end of the clough. Your direct exit route is to reverse the scramble and follow a vaguely detectable path down the side of the clough. Longer but easier is to take this track along the valley rim going south and then east. Just before the reservoir you cut down onto Chew Road. Charnel Clough is an uncomplicated, proper grade 1 scramble. I've recently done a couple of grade 2 scrambles, and so I wasn't thinking that I would enjoy this, but it was really fun. I'd particularly recommend it as an introduction, say for someone who's thinking about graduating from hiking to scrambling, because it's easy for you to find your level. There are bypasses if you're finding a section too difficult. On the other hand, if you're finding things a little too easy, there are the bouldering extras to the left and to the right. And there are plenty of learning points as well, about rock, about surfaces, about the placement of your hands and your feet without it ever being difficult or dangerous. Myself, I probably wouldn't come back to do Charnel Clough on its own, but there's plenty that you can combine it with for a day out. There are Birchen and Holm Cloughs to the north, there's Chew Brook and the Wilderness Gullies to the south. And so overall, I'm going to give it a rating of 7.5 out of 10. Here's an overview map showing blue for the walk-in from Dove Stone car park, red for the scramble and blue again for the return. Further details are given in the text description underneath the video.